Hey there, thinkers! Welcome back to Critical Hit. My name is Est, and for over a decade now, Disney's Star Wars has been a masterclass in how to take a beloved franchise and fumble it spectacularly. And who's been at the helm of this train wreck? None other than Kathleen Kennedy, Lucasfilm's disaster-in-chief. It's been like watching a slow-motion car crash, except instead of one crash, it's been a series of never-ending wrecks. Every few months, without fail, we get the same old broken record. This is it. Kathleen Kennedy's finally getting the axe, or she's out of Lucasfilm. And yet, here we are, still dealing with the same mess, and Kennedy is still sitting pretty at the top. And let's talk about the so-called civil war at Lucasfilm, because nothing says workplace harmony quite like rumors of internal battles and leadership chaos, right? But honestly, calling it a civil war is giving it way too much credit. It's been more like a soap opera with terrible writing and zero payoff. All the drama, all the speculation, and for what? The reality is, it's been a whole lot of noise with zero substance. Just one big pile of bullshit that keeps the rumor mill going. While the rest of us sit here waiting for something, anything, to actually change. And let's get one thing straight. A lot of people have been living in a fantasy world, fabricating these so-called reports about Kathleen Kennedy being on her way out of Lucasfilm. Whether they've cooked them up out of boredom or just got their kicks from spreading rumors, who knows? But these stories, as juicy as they might sound, have been about as real as a Star Wars holiday special. However, I have a few things to say here, but before I do, I have a small request. If you are new here, consider hitting that subscribe button, smashing that like, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. We greatly appreciate this, since it will help appease those YouTube algorithm gods, so we thank you. Now let me give you my thoughts on this article from That Park Place. Despite there being absolutely zero truth behind any of these claims, the rumor mill has been working overtime. It's like a game of telephone where the messages start out as nonsense and somehow get even more ridiculous by the time it reaches the last person. The funniest part is that people actually believe it. And let's face it, Kathleen Kennedy has got Lucasfilm wrapped around her little finger. She's not going anywhere unless she's the one who's calling the shots. It's not a matter of if she's leaving, it's a matter of when she feels like leaving. So to all those wishful thinkers out there, keep dreaming. Like, Kathleen Kennedy will be running Lucasfilm for as long as she wants to, and not a single one of those fake reports is going to change that fact. When she decides it's time to step down, then, and only then, will it actually happen. Until then, we're just living in her galaxy far, far away. So here we are again, another juicy report making the rounds, this time following the absolute shit show known as The Acolyte. And let's break this down. Disney and Lucasfilm dumped nearly $200 million into this shit show. And what did they get? A series that couldn't even manage to scrape its way into the Nielsen charts for its final episode. Seriously, the worst ratings we've ever seen for anything with the Star Wars name attached to it. And the fan reaction, well, let's just say that it makes the backlash to The Last Jedi look like a love fest. It's not just bad, it's a full-blown disaster. And just when you think it couldn't get any worse, Kathleen Kennedy decides it would be a great idea to once again take a swing at the male-dominated fan base, because if there's any way to win back the fans, it's definitely by insulting them, right? You would think after so many flops that she would learn a thing or two about not antagonizing the people who keep the franchise afloat. But no, she's doubling down on the drama. Now, the latest buzz is that Kennedy's considering retirement, but wants to go out on a win. According to some entertainment analysts, she's just biding her time, waiting for the elusive high note to exit on. And I mean, who doesn't want to leave a legacy, right? But let's be real here. How long is she planning to wait? Because at the rate things are going, she might be sitting around for a very long time. And let's be honest, the problem is we've yet to see anything that's remotely even close to a high note during her tenure. It's been one flop after another, a never-ending parade of disappointments. So while she's waiting for that victory lap, the rest of us are left wondering if there's even a track left to run on. Now, let's take a little trip down disaster lane, shall we? Recently, we have been treated to a buffet of streaming flops that have been nothing short of, well, cringeworthy. And as if that wasn't enough, Lucasfilm decided to bless us with exactly one box office release in the last couple of years. And what did they decide to roll the dice on? Well, that was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Wow, how exciting, right? Well, it was a massive, catastrophic faceplant that managed to flush a few $100 million down the Disney drain. Seriously, if you were hoping for a triumphant exit, this isn't exactly the victory lap that you want to take. But here's the kicker. Kathleen Kennedy, the mastermind behind this string of disasters, seems to share one thing in common with the frustrated Star Wars fanbase. She also thinks it's time for Kathleen Kennedy to pack her bags and leave Lucasfilm. How poetic. But of course, in classic Kennedy fashion, there is a catch. According to Chris Gore from Film Threat, she's only willing to make her dramatic exit under one condition, because why would anything in this saga be simple? It's like watching a bad TV show that just won't get cancelled. Every episode you think surely this is the one where they pull the plug, but no, the drama drags on. Now, according to Chris Gore on Film Threat's The Pro Show, Kathleen Kennedy is allegedly itching to ditch Lucasfilm, but only if she can waltz out the door under some very particular conditions. And apparently, she's now more of a figurehead than an actual decision maker. However, Kathleen Kennedy is itching to retire, and Chris Gore is practically on a first-name basis with half the industry. And according to him, Kennedy is playing it smart. She's holding out for a major win before she makes her grand exit. We're talking about landing a massive success, whether it be a smash hit TV show or a blockbuster movie that shatters the box office. In other words, she wants her retirement to be a grand finale of a fireworks show, not a whimper. So here's the thing. She's not going anywhere until she gets something monumental to boast about. And let's be real here. She hasn't had that kind of win in her track record. So I've been calling this for a while now, amidst all the speculation, rumors about her getting fired, and the so-called civil war at Lucasfilm, and the endless buzz about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. It's been clear as day. Kennedy is sticking around until she's ready to make a proper exit. Well, she's over 70 and has been running the Lucasfilm ship for 12 years. And by 2025, that will be the lucky 13 years at the helm. So whenever she decides to step away, she'll do it on her own terms. Until then, buckle up and watch the saga unfold. Because she's not going anywhere until she gets that big, shiny success to take with her. And honestly, it wouldn't shock me if Kathleen Kennedy was just hanging around waiting for the ultimate opportunity to make a grand exit after a supposed big win. Some people thought Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny could be her ticket out, given her deep ties to the franchise and her role in some of the original movies. The theory was that if this film turned out to be a colossal success, she'd gracefully bow out and hand over the reins to someone else. But let's not kid ourselves here. If you're banking on a shakeup at Lucasfilm just because Kennedy steps down, you might want to temper your expectations just a smidge. The reality is, Lucasfilm is a hotbed of issues, and Kennedy's departure won't magically fix everything. The place is practically bursting with activist agendas, and Kennedy is far from the only headache. She's just a high-profile target in a much larger, messier situation. So sure, she might be plotting her grand exit, but if she's just waiting for a big win to justify her departure, she might be waiting a while. However, those are my thoughts on Kathleen Kennedy. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. And hey, before you go, subscribe to our channel, smash that like button, and ring the bell to be notified for our next video. As always, this is Est, and I'm signing off now. So I will see you in the next one. Toodles!